If you're already feeling the emotion of this story, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more true kindness tales. It was a rainy evening when Mark, a single dad who had raised his son Ethan alone for the past 10 years, was pouring himself a cup of coffee. The rain tapped gently against the window, the dim streetlights casting shadows across his cozy living room. Raising Ethan had been a challenge, but also a joy. He had always thought he was done with the unpredictability of parenthood. Life had slowed down to a comfortable rhythm, filled with school runs, soccer games, and bedtime stories. Then came the knock on the door. A sound that would change everything. He opened it to see a woman standing there, drenched from the rain, clutching a small suitcase. Her name was Emily, someone from his past he hadn't expected to see in years. Her eyes sparkled with the same warmth he remembered, but there was also an urgency there, something fragile and vulnerable. "Mark, I need your help," she said, voice trembling. She stepped inside, shaking off the water and glancing at Ethan playing quietly in the corner. I want a baby. Can you help me?" Mark froze. Her words hit him like a thunderbolt. He hadn't anticipated this. He knew Emily had struggled with fertility issues in the past, but he never imagined she would come to him with such a request. His mind raced. Was she serious? How would he even respond? But as he looked at her, soaked and desperate, he could see the hope shining through her fear. Ethan, sensing the tension, looked up at him. Mark felt a tug at his heart. Helping Emily wouldn't just affect him, it would reshape his life, his son's life, everything he had built. But deep down, he remembered what he had always believed: family isn't only about blood. It's about love, sacrifice, and commitment. Emily's eyes filled with tears as she said, "I don't want to do this alone. You've always been good with Ethan. You're a great dad, I just don't know what to do without you." Mark took a deep breath, holding back the whirlwind of emotions. He had never considered being a father twice, especially not under these circumstances. But the sincerity in her voice, the courage it took for her to show up here, and the silent plea in her eyes made his heart ache. And then, instinctively, he smiled. "Then I guess I'm a dad again," he said softly. The weight of those words hung in the air. Emily's tears spilled over, but this time, they were tears of relief and gratitude. Before they could move forward, Mark gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "We'll figure this out, together. I promise." Over the following weeks, life began to shift in ways Mark never imagined. Emily moved in temporarily, and the house quickly filled with laughter, arguments over groceries, and late-night planning sessions about parenting logistics. Ethan, initially skeptical, watched Emily's interactions with children in the neighborhood. Slowly, he began to warm up to the idea, finding in her a new kind of sisterly figure he never expected to have. Emily and Mark went through countless doctor visits, paperwork, and emotional ups and downs. Some days, the frustration was overwhelming, failures, setbacks, and fears of the unknown clouded the air. But they always returned to the same truth: this was a journey worth taking. Mark found himself reflecting on his past. Raising Ethan had taught him patience, resilience, and unconditional love. But helping Emily now required a new kind of emotional courage. He listened to her fears, wiped away her tears, and held her through nights of uncertainty. In doing so, he realized something profound: family wasn't about being perfect. It was about showing up when it mattered most. Ethan surprised them both one evening as they sat on the couch, discussing adoption options. "Mom," he asked hesitantly, looking at Emily, "are you going to be my mom too?" Emily's eyes widened, touched by the sincerity in his voice. Mark reached over and held Ethan's hand. "She's going to help us, buddy. And together, we're going to be a family, no matter what." The bond between them grew stronger every day. Little moments, cooking together, bedtime stories, and shared laughter, cemented a foundation of trust, love, and hope. Mark began to feel a renewed sense of purpose, realizing that helping Emily wasn't just about the baby, it was about building a family that thrived on compassion, kindness, and resilience. And then, one quiet evening, as they were watching the rain streak the windows, Emily turned to Mark. "Thank you," she whispered. "I don't know what I would do without you." He smiled softly, looking at her with a mixture of pride and love. "We're in this together. Always." Months later, the day came when Emily's dream became real. Mark was there, holding her hand as the doctor delivered the long-awaited news: she was pregnant. The joy in the room was palpable. Tears, laughter, and hugs filled the clinic as the weight of uncertainty lifted. Mark thought of Ethan, who was outside with a small gift for the baby, a handmade card and a toy. He realized that this wasn't just the start of a new life, it was the beginning of a new chapter for all of them. The journey had been long, emotional, and challenging, but it had also been full of love, resilience, and kindness. Emily looked at Mark, eyes shining with gratitude. "You didn't have to do this," she said softly. "I didn't have a choice," he replied with a grin. Family is family, no matter how it comes together. As they left the clinic together, Mark felt an overwhelming sense of peace. He knew there would be challenges ahead, sleepless nights, and sacrifices to make. But he also knew that love, true love, had brought them here. And nothing could take that away. Ethan ran into their arms, hugging both Mark and Emily tightly. In that moment, Mark realized something he had always known deep down: families are built not just through birth, but through love, commitment, and the courage to show up when it matters most. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more incredible true kindness tales. Share this story and inspire someone today.